Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Whether you're out for a walk with your dog or sharing a sweet photo on social media, chances are you've received some unsolicited advice about your pet. While these comments often come from a place of good intentions, they can sometimes be unnecessary or even hurtful. If it doesn't apply to your situation, it can definitely cause some irritation. When I was researching this episode, I ended up on a Reddit thread, like so many of us do, and it was all about unsolicited advice about dogs. I probably read about 100 comments, and I could not believe what strangers are willing to say to dog owners, and I really felt for some of these people. Today, I want to share my experience with unsolicited advice, tips on handling it, and how we as a community can navigate this together. All right, let's dive in. I've been wanting to get this community's opinion on unsolicited advice from other dog owners for a while, but I have been hesitant. Let me start by saying I understand that I post online about Willa. Our routine, I post what she eats, what we do together. So by posting our routine online, I understand that I'm putting myself in a space for people to give me advice, and I absolutely love it. And some of your recommendations have made me a better dog owner, like buying Willa raised food dishes. The Origin red meat kibble actually came from my comment section as well. Cooking steak to blue rare instead of just feeding it raw. Steaming broccoli, not serving it raw. All this came from my comment section, from all of you. Some of you have had vizslas longer than I have, so I'm beyond grateful to have your wisdom in these comments. But I don't really think that while you're out and about on a walk that people should just give you advice that you're not asking for. Like, you don't know anything about our situation, what our daily routine is, so why are you giving me advice on my dog? Some people really just can't help themselves and rarely think about what they're saying before they say it. I wanted to share a few of my experiences with all of you. I hope that you all share some of your most wild stories in the comments, because after reading Reddit, I'm sure you guys have some crazy ones as well. Back when Willa was a puppy, I used a retractable leash at the park because her recall was still a work in progress. One day, Willa was being crazy, having fun in the park, bouncing around, and a stranger approached me, commented on how cute Willa was, and then tells me, this is a vizsla, you know, they require running every single day. I thought, you don't even know our routine, why are you telling me about this? It was such an odd experience, and I smiled and said, I know she's a vizsla, and I left it at that. Like, of course, I know that she's a vizsla, and I did a ton of research before getting her, so I knew that she needed running every single day, but she's a puppy. She can't be off leash, she can't be running around wild, so it was just an interesting first impression. This was in the first couple weeks of getting her, but I let this one slide. I didn't think about it too much, but this next one is a lot more interesting. So this one was wild. While walking Willa when she was a puppy, we were at a very busy, dense part of the city, so it was tough to take her out as a puppy. In the first couple months, everyone wanted to pet her, and we'd just say, I'm sorry, you can't pet her right now, she doesn't have her vaccines. At the same time, we were doing limited visits with friends and family, and waiting for puppy play dates. Most vets recommend not to let strangers play with your puppy, and they also recommend slowly introducing new foods and treats to puppies, because you don't know if they have any allergies yet. One afternoon on a walk, I declined a stranger's offer to give Willa a treat, explaining that she wasn't ready for new foods yet. I said no thank you because she's still a puppy and we haven't introduced treats yet. I don't want her to have treats before she gets comfortable eating her new kibble, which is also a widely supported idea. And their response, she actually called me a Nazi. She looked right at my dog and said, your mom's a Nazi. I was stunned. I couldn't believe that she had said that to me. Like, how am I being a Nazi for taking care of my puppy and looking out for her? I'm trying to make sure that everyone is safe in this situation, especially Willa. I didn't say anything to her. I was just so stunned and I walked away. A month later, I did see this woman again, and she actually apologized to me, which I appreciated because honestly, you can't just walk around calling anyone that. That is an insult. So it really stung, and I was shook for a while until she apologized. This is still my biggest story on unsolicited advice because I couldn't believe that a stranger is willing to come up to you and say something so hurtful. Fast forward to Willa at 1.5 years old in a pet store in Florida. She got excited seeing all the other animals. The pet stores had birds, rabbits, cats, dogs, all these animals. Normally the pet stores in Canada don't have that many animals. And a lot of these cages were near or on the ground, so Willa was a young vizsla, went absolutely wild in the store, and for my standards, I thought that she was really good. She wasn't scratching at the glass or bumping into anything, just full body wiggling and overjoyed by the experience. There's also a ton of toys and treats. Obviously, she's just overstimulated. I think it's so important to bring your puppies into stores that will allow dogs. Stores like pet stores, Canadian Tire, HomeSense, they allow dogs. So I always try to bring Willa with me so that she can learn to be under control in a distracted and overly stimulated state. In these situations, you're training them to listen to your commands when they are distracted, and once they explore and come back to an attentive state to you. When I was checking out of the store, a young employee told me, "Your dog needs training." I responded, "Wow, that's incredibly rude. She's a puppy, and I am training her right now." It was such an unnecessary comment, especially from someone in a pet store. At that point, I wanted to return the item that I just bought just to make a point. If you're working in that type of business, you should know that puppies, especially vizsla puppies, are balls of energy, and it takes being in those situations more to get used to what the allowed behavior actually is. They're little babies and puppies. They're learning what is the correct way that I should be acting in this situation. They don't know right away, so they have to be in this situation in order to learn. And me as an owner, I have to be patient with them and understanding of, this is a really overstimulated situation. I understand that she's excited, but let's get back to the command. So I thought Willa was great. I think people just need more patience with puppies. If I can provide you all with any advice on unsolicited advice, if it's from someone you know, you can try, "Thank you, but I don't need any advice right now," or "That's something to think about," or "That's interesting, thank you for sharing," and then change the subject. If it's from a stranger, just feel free to smile, nod, and walk away, removing yourself from the situation. It's easy to take unsolicited advice personally. I know I do. Obviously, I'm holding on to these years later, but don't feel as if the person offering the advice is insulting your ability to care for your pet. Put the onus on the person who's giving you the advice that you don't want. It's possible that people offering advice just want somebody to listen to them. Maybe they have low self-esteem or a big ego that demands attention. So here's some tips on how to handle unsolicited advice. Number 1, politely decline with one of your favorite comments that I listed before. Number 2, set boundaries. If someone persists, reiterate firmly, "I appreciate your input, but I've got this." Number 3, redirect or end the interaction. For strangers, a simple nod, smile, and walk away can work wonders. Number 4, stay calm and don't take it personally. Often these comments reflect the other person's need to share, not your capability as a pet owner. I think Willa is such a good dog and well-behaved and well-trained, but it has taken 2.5 years to get her here. It does not happen overnight. And with vizslas, I think it takes at least 2 years of intense training, but that's the benefit of a vizsla. If you work hard and you train them, they know their stuff, and they're so smart and they want more challenges and become more well-behaved over time. It just takes a little bit longer than other breeds like labs and goldens. You can train them in 6 months and then they're pretty low-key. But vizslas are in a whole different category. She has so much energy and she gets so excited when she sees people, and there is a lot of joy in that. So I try not to discourage the happy behavior because I want that joy in her life and in mine. It is so beautiful to see that joy in a dog. A lot of these comments here I really do appreciate because so many of you provide kind, thoughtful, and constructive feedback. I even see some of you commenting on other people's posts to help with their questions, and in some cases defending me and Willa in the comments, which honestly means so much to me. I just wanted to say I appreciate you all so much because doing YouTube has been such a positive experience for me, and one of the main reasons why I started this channel and keep creating content was to research more of these topics, to better understand the vizsla breed, but I was also able to connect with all of you who are experiencing the same thing or who have done this before. This channel exists because of our shared love for dogs and the community we've built together. I'd love to hear your stories about unsolicited advice. whether you were on the giving or receiving end. And seriously, no matter what, don't take it too personally. Don't let it get you down. I called this channel Becoming a Dog Owner for a reason. We are all a work in progress, and we're all getting better every single day with our vizslas. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. And I really hope to hear from you all in the comments. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Mila.